Hello learners, welcome to the certificate course on basics in diet planning. So I'm your course instructor, Ms. Emmy Grace, and I will be dealing with the basics of planning a diet in this course. And this course covers almost 9 modules, which will be packed with information on setting the basics of enabling you to plan a proper, adequate, and a balanced diet for a normal individual, as well as we will see a few basic recommendations for therapeutic diet planning as well. So beginning with, we will first have an overview of the 9 module topics which we will be dealing in this course. So the module 1 talks about the introduction to diet. Module 2 talks about dietary guidelines and nutrients. Module 3, nutritional status assessments. Module 4, diet planning for normal individuals. Module 5, the factors influencing diet planning. Module 6, recommendations and standards for planning diets. Module 7, steps in planning diets. Module 8, diet planning in disease conditions, also known as therapeutic diet planning. And the final module is on the nutrient calculation, in which we will learn the manual method. So let us have an overview of each module in a closer angle. So module 1 is about introduction to diet, in which we will be talking about introduction in general, diet as a treatment, dietary goals, and requirements of planning a diet, and followed by the conclusion of this module. In module 2, we'll be talking about dietary guidelines and nutrients. So in this, we will be addressing 15 dietary guidelines, why nutritionally adequate foods are important for our body. The food pyramid concept will be introduced. We will be talking about the major macronutrients, which includes carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, and the micronutrients, which involves the vitamins and minerals. In module 3, we'll be talking about the nutritional status assessments. So this includes the ABCD method. A is the anthropometric index, under which we will be talking about the height, body weight, body mass index, waist circumference, neck circumference, waist to height ratio, and certain skin fold measurements. So for B stands for biochemical tests, C stands for clinical signs, and D stands for dietary assessments, under which we'll be talking about the prospective and the retrospective methods. Module 4 talks about the diet planning for normal individuals. In this, we will introduce about diet planning for normal individuals. We'll be talking about the concept of adequate or balanced diet, the different food groups for balanced diet, classification of foods based on their functions. The need and supply concept will also be taught here. And you'll also get to see a sample plan for lunch on how you can go about planning one meal in a day. Module 5 talks about the factors influencing diet planning. So first, it's the influence of age. So in this, we have subcategories, which includes infancy, that is 0 to 1 year, preschoolers 1 to 6 years old, school-going children 7 to 12 years old, adolescents 13 to 18 years, and adulthood, those above 18 years. And then we will talk about the influence of sex or gender, the influence of activity level, influence of physiological state, which includes two major ones, that is pregnancy and lactation. In module 6, we'll be talking about the recommendations and standards for planning diets. So first, we will be talking about the recommended dietary intake, which is the RDI, then the body requirements and safety margins, the recommended dietary intake for Indians especially. Then we'll talk about the RDA, that is the recommended dietary allowance. Then we will have a tabulation for recommended portion sizes for each food group for man and women. It will be categorized under sedentary, moderate, and heavy activity. And then we will also have a tabulation for recommended portion sizes for each food group, which includes for infants, children, and adolescents. And then we will see the standard cups and spoon measurements as per Indian guidelines. And then finally, the energy expenditure for various physical activities. In module 7, we will be talking about the steps in planning diets. So this involves 3 specific approaches. First is the individual specific, then region specific, and income specific. Then we will talk about the 7 steps in planning adequate or balanced diet, which includes specific characteristics, RDIs for the macronutrients, food groups, meals and types, calorie distribution, specific dishes in each meal, quantity and menu setting. And then we will have a sample diet plan for adult man, which is for sedentary adult man, and a sample diet plan for a sedentary adult woman. In module 8, we will be talking about the diet planning in disease conditions, that is therapeutic diet planning basics. So first, how disease affects nutritional requirements will be dealt, and then the influence of disease on food intake and dietary patterns, the types of dietary modifications, especially the fluid and the soft diets, and the basics on special feeding methods, which includes the enteral and parenteral feeding, and then the factors involved in planning diets for diseases. So coming to the last module 9, which talks about the nutrient calculation, that is a manual method. We will first talk about an introduction to the Indian food composition tables, sourcing out recipes to calculate nutrients. Then we will go into the nutrient calculation. We will also see how to tally nutrients for daily menu and a sample step-by-step one recipe nutrient calculation. So with this, we will be coming to the end of the certificate course on basics in diet planning. So this was the course overview. I hope we will be meeting in the course soon. Thank you.